Hey everybody, this is Smashing Game Time. We are three brothers. We go through the back catalogs of the year, one quarter at a time. I am Nick Kaufman. To my right, that is Jake Kaufman, and to his right is that Josh Kaufman I see fresh off the COVID diagnosis.
Yeah, that is correct.
Let me interrupt you here. It's Jacob.
I'm sorry, it's Jacob. I wanted to try something new and introduce all the assholes so you guys didn't derail my intros here.
That was actually really good because, like you said, every time you go to my right, it's like, well, I forget that you set the screen up and I'm looking at it going, wait, who do you mean? Because it switches me and Jake every once in a while.
Yeah, your dramatic pause.
Excuse me. Today we are covering 2009 Q3. We're in the thick of things. 2009, let me tell you. As always, you can find us anywhere you get your podcasts: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, just to name a few. You can also rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. You can also apparently do that on Spotify. Give us 5 stars, because if you give us anything less, we're going to make a mess. That's not
5 stars or get the fuck out.
That's not as good as Bomani Jones, but I like his. His has been my favorite. But everybody, Josh, what were you telling us before we started the show? That is your COVID den, your code den.
Is the Kaufman Manor 2.0 secured lockdown COVID area where no one who is undiagnosed with COVID is allowed.
So for those listening on audio, Josh has a rotating fan behind him, but it doesn't have a front on. And his Jake, what was the comment you made about his dog?
Oh, he's gonna jump in that thing.
Yes. Or Josh gonna stick a hand in there.
She's not that down here. I've only stuck my penis in it once.
And we're now an explicit episode. Thanks, folks. What is everybody? So, Josh, what day is this? I'm sorry that I'm breaking all your HIPAAs.
Oh, this is day. So it started Thursday. So today's day 4.
And you work from home anyway, don't you? Most days.
Yeah, I sure do. Yeah.
So it's kind of like that 9 Inch Nails song where I believe I can see the future. Because every day is exactly the same.
Yep. Basically.
What about you, Jake? What have you been up to?
Gaming, testing out that multiverses game that everyone's been talking about. It's been fun, but since it's an alpha, there's a lot of things they need to fix.
Like what?
The menu's kind of choppy. Some of the gameplay is kind of meh. But it's been fun. I was in a tournament today, but I actually got disqualified because you're a dirty
fucking cheater.
No. Because my partner didn't make it. He overslept.
Jacob got a DNF.
Fucking rookies.
Yeah.
Did not fuck. Josh, I'm sorry. I skipped over you with the games. What are you playing?
Oh, no, it's okay. No.
No. You know, I got COVID. I can't fucking do anything.
Yeah, I just basically sit at home all day and just stare at a computer screen.
Sticking my dick in the fan.
Yeah, stick my dick in the fan because I'm so bored.
Dick in the fan.
So I've got back into RuneScape.
2007 RuneScape or new RuneScape?
New, actually, both. I've been switching between both of them actually.
What is is the difference just the look? Is it kind of like how people are fascinated with WoW Vanilla?
So no, okay. So it's, I guess maybe that's a similar stack they're looking for, but 3 obviously is the new, the modern, up to date. Like this is like following the RuneScape through the updates, kind of like how WoW did. And then old school is they brought it back to a certain point. And if you want stuff to be added that isn't in there anymore or hasn't been forever, you actually have to be like a certain skill level and have certain things, and then you can actually vote to see what you want in as updates and what removed as updates, kind of like progressing through it. So rather than being controlled by the developer, it's controlled by the community.
So with your characters, can you like if you have a character in 2007 and you wanted to move them into modern, or if you wanted to move your modern person back for any reason, could you?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
No, you can't.
2 separate characters.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Same names, though.
Is that all you've been playing, those 2?
That, and then, of course, we were playing Halo Wars, which was actually a lot of fun last night.
So that was my first time playing Halo Wars multiplayer. I'm sure I dabbled in it on Xbox 360 like 10 plus years, or 50. Shit, is it? How long ago was 2009? 13 years ago?
Almost, yeah, 13 years ago.
Yeah, boomer.
So I am old. That was a lot of fun. I didn't know there was that much variety between the hero units and how much it changed like your strategy.
Oh yeah, like the Covenant and the UNSC, there's a huge difference between them, and it just.
But even across like the heroes, like I didn't feel it so much playing the Covenant, because playing between Arbiter and then the Chieftain, I just felt very similar. But then switching over to UNC and playing like 2 or 3 different heroes there, the gameplay felt very different because you have the access to different vehicles that one other hero might not have. Because you had those Hawks, and I had no access to that.
Yeah, so you had the super units, which each one had their own. So like Cutter has the ODST, Anderson has the Hawks, and then Forge had the Grizzlies, which is just an advanced version of the Scorpions. And then they each have their general unit, which is like at your main hub. You can like Anders has like the the Gremlins, and then I think it's Forge has the Cyclops and stuff like that. So it's very different compared to the Covenant, who then have the heroes as their super unit, and then you have their special unit. But then they also have access to the Scarab, which we all know the Scarabs are the greatest freaking enemy vehicle ever created in ever.
I was rocking 2 of those at one point, and I was just like, I just want to do this. I don't want any other units. I just want these 2. It's quite
and
nice.
two it gets so much better because you have just enough to be able to build like a handful more units. So you get 2 Scarabs out in the field, and you bring in some like grunts or something, and it's just like you're unstoppable.
Or like have the engineers to keep the Scarabs alive.
Yes.
And get them like starred up.
Nick, what have you been playing?
So I played.
Don't care. Moving on.
No, I also played Halo.
Jeez.
Hey, fix your mic, Jakey.
I'm out. I'm getting out.
So I played Halo Wars. I played a little bit of Iron Harvest. I have a new video for that dropping tomorrow, actually. That was one of my mechanized guide videos that I wanted to do every 2 weeks. Life just got in the way with all the writing and everything, but starting to get a schedule for those, so I'm going to slowly start pumping those out at a more regular pace. Also played some Descenders on Game Pass because oh my god. So for those listening, Descenders is downhill biking, and it's like randomly generated courses, a lot of hills, a lot of tricks, very fast biking, and it's just a lot of fun. And it's like the most fun I've had on Game Pass. It's the one game on Game Pass where I'm like, I'm bored, I'm gonna go play Descenders. That being said, Halo Wars 2 is on there, and I'm like, I might go check out Halo Wars 2 on there.
I recommend it.
Otherwise, that's it for me. All right, guys. So who is ready to talk about Q3 2009?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Q3. All right, Josh, what do we got first?
The first one, we've got July 7th, Arma 2.
Arma 2. So I'm going to let you take the lead on this because I've never played Arma 2. I've never played Arma 1, so I wouldn't know what's going on story-wise.
Okay, so Arma 2 is a military simulation video game. It was developed by Bohemia Interactive, and it was published by Microsoft. I can't remember which part of Microsoft, but it's still technically Bohemia Interactive. It's weird, but essentially, it is a military simulator. Campaign, they had like a plot to it, and there's like 2 separate plots. So you had Operation Harvest Red and Operation Eagle Wing, both just operations with the U.S. Marine Corps, basically. Really, that's not what it's known for. It's actually more known for its multiplayer and for its modding communities. So, for those who aren't aware, a lot of your more well-known games, like DayZ, for example, DayZ was actually a mod on Arma 2 before it became its own separate thing for its own game. So, I mean, it's huge. So, like, I have a couple of friends in the military who live, die, and breathe nothing but Arma games. It's just because it's unreal.
Yeah, exactly. There's there's people who actually like take it so seriously. And, like, they rank each other, and they have like to be at this point at this time of day. It's so crazy how realistic people take.
They take it to the next level. Like, it's almost like the people who were forced out of the military by whatever reasons, whether it be health, medical, whatever, I don't care, but any reason, basically go into this because they cannot get enough of that lifestyle.
Exactly.
So
But
so it started out as a military. Is it like a story-based military shooter?
so it
I think
so
there is a
it does.
campaign.
There is a campaign, but like I said, it's not really known for that. It's more known for its multiplayer. So like you'll get like simulated maps that they'll bring you into. It's like 2-4. It's kind of like basically it's your two armies going against each other. I think on this one it was 72 versus 72 or something like that.
This map looks huge, and I'm looking at like the stuff. So for those watching or listening to the audio, we got the game up.
Yeah,
They're
so
going into like a wooded area. It's nighttime. You can see the wind blowing.
yeah, so the maps are huge. I mean, it's literally supposed to be a military simulator. So it's these huge, vast battlefields with varying vehicles. Like there's one I remember watching somebody play before as a huge YouTuber, and it was like a desert map, and you see them driving in this convoy all together, pushing towards like an enemy compound. And then at one point they're getting assaulted by like mortar fire and stuff. It's like it's as realistic as you can make it for a military simulator.
And this is also what PUBG was modded from, right?
I
think so.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, it is.
Wait, so DayZ was an Arma mod, but was PUBG a DayZ mod? Is that the order?
No, I don't
no.
think that's true. I don't think PUBG came from Arma.
Where'd PUBG come from? Because I'm looking at it and like I can.
It was. I thought it was PUBG.
I see
No,
PUBG.
no.
In this.
PUBG actually came from. It's another battle royale game that was shit.
We've got the hottest Wikipediaers going at it right now. Who's gonna get there first? Is it COVID cough or Jakey boy cough, man? Oh, they are Wikipediaing so hard. Look at them go. Their eyes are scanning the paragraphs. Oh God. Here
Who's
we
gonna
go.
make it?
Oh God. Guys, you can just cut this hot action with a knife. I wish I had eyes on the game right now to see who is the better Wikipedia Meister. Oh, Jake just got on Wikipedia. His face just went pale from the page. Josh is reading.
So it was Z. It's
H1Z1.
Yeah.
And H1Z1 is a mod from Arma, right?
No, it's not. Not everything's a mod from Arma.
Everything is, okay? Everything started from Arma. And you know what? Before there was the world, there was Arma. And Arma made the world in 7 days, damn it. These boys are still on Wikipedia. Can I get you guys back in the podcast, please?
Yeah, we can come back. No. You've done this beforehand because now I'm curious. I'm like, I don't know. I might have been.
So I know because whenever I think H1Z1, whenever I think I almost said Dota. Whenever I think of what was the other mod that we've been talking about that isn't PUBG?
DayZ.
Whenever I think all those, I think PUBG.
That's a dad answer, you boomer.
Don't hurt that goat, sir. There's a goat in the game. Don't touch it. It's not Goat Simulator though. So why should this game be remembered, Josh?
Well, like I said before, you have DayZ, which is a huge not so much now, of course, but in the next 5 or 6 years, I think it comes out in 2015. A huge successful game, even though it was still really broken, but a huge fan base from it. And then everything else that came with, there's just you have to give Arma credit because it helped breathe life into all these other games because it was originally a mod from said game.
Like PUBG.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So wait. Yeah. So H1Z1, I think originally was an Arma mod.
Yes. No. Yes. Ooh, you couldn't see it, audio listeners, but I just did the Moneyball. Who's the fat guy from Moneyball? He's fat and he's skinny. He was in 21 Jump Street.
Jonah Hill.
I just did my Jonah Hill. Yes. Because I knew it.
I was so confused.
Because I knew it.
Anyway, So yeah, you have all these big battle royale games and other games that basically was built off of Arma. So you have to give Arma credit where credit's due. It is the father of modern gaming.
That also means we have to thank Arma for Fortnite eventually down the road.
Yes, unfortunately.
Thank you, Papa Arma 2. All right, are we moving on? Are we getting out of this Wikipedia hole?
Yeah, please. Please
All right,
spare us.
what's next, gentlemen?
August 12th, Trials HD.
Trials HD. What is Trials HD for those who are listening with their earballs?
Basically like it's not a sandbox game. It's like a kind of a puzzle, raise beat the clock kind of thing.
So for those ladies and gentlemen that have played Flash games before, it's one of those motorcycle balance games with all the different courses. This video we've pulled right here is actually one of the mini games, which was a pain in the ass. This is a really tough game. I think it was one of the first Xbox of arcade games, summer of arcade games that year, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, it was the first one.
This game was an all-timer. If you remember, I believe the course is called Inferno 2. If you don't remember, give it a freak Trials HD Inferno course. Mwah, it is disgusting. I can happily say this is a game I did not complete 100%.
Same here. And, you've seen my gamer score, Nick. It's pretty high.
Josh has a pretty high. The only thing higher than Josh's gamer score is Josh himself.
Yes. No, but one of the great things with Trials HD is not only just how simple of gameplay it is and how much there is to it. It was the hidden lore.
There's hidden lore.
What?
Yeah, it was this one. It was this one that had hidden lore. Like where you had like certain puzzles, like you'd see stuff in the background, and you would have to like do certain tasks, and it would unlock something.
Speaking of high, Josh, I think Josh is high right now.
Pretty sure it was this one. I don't think it was Trials Evolution.
Stick that head of yours in that fan, dude.
I'm not aware of any Trials lore, Josh.
Hold on. We're looking.
I'll talk while you pull the Trials lore. So what I really like about this, I feel like this is one of the. So yeah, you had like multiplayer games where you played with your friends, but I felt like this was like the most connected you could be in playing like a single player game with your friends. You see it now like on Xbox, whatever the new Xbox is called, and PlayStation 5. And so like, for example, Astro's Playroom, like if you complete a course through a speed, like it'll show you what your friends' times are. This is one of those games where like your friends on your Xbox Live account, if you're watching the video, you see their names. So like this game we're watching, it's a ski jump, and you would see where your friends land and you were trying to beat them. So I think that's pretty cool. And this is also just another reminder that like wave games were like making their way over to consoles and like abandoning those smaller websites. Like, yeah, you still had some games over there, but you started to see them migrate over. And it's something we touched on previously, but I mean, here's the continuation of it. And I think this is one of the best examples and one of the better made games. It had some eventual sequels. I played 2. 2 had this really fun thing where they, like a lot of their courses were based on other games. And then I never played Evolution, but Josh apparently has the hot take on the Trials lore. Josh, what do you have?
So I have COVID brain. I don't know why I kept saying lore. I meant secrets. So pardon me on that.
Lore. That hot Trials lore. We have a title for this episode.
Yeah, right. Hey, in my defense, I was also watching Game Theory earlier, so that probably didn't help.
Josh,
no, it's like
drop that hot Trials lore on us.
So they had all these clues throughout the whole game. So like there was a map that was missing pieces. There's binary codes throughout a couple of the levels. There was like a wooden, like there's these different sculptures in the background that meant stuff. And it was a huge deal because I think for like 3 or 4 years, people were trying to, like the community was trying to figure it out, and they were like having like little to no luck, and it took them forever to figure out a bunch of it. I don't know if it's still trying to figure it out or if like they figured it out finally, but I know it was a huge deal for a while.
They say if you look really hard in level 10 that you can find your parents' love for you in there, but you have to look really hard.
So it doesn't exist is what you're telling me.
Yes. It's it's kind of like finding Mew under the truck in Viridian City. Jake, what are your thoughts on Trials?
It's a simple game. It's
for a simple man.
You don't need for a simple man. You don't need like much to have fun. Like back in the day, like there wasn't, it's not what it is now. But this game was kind of frustrating too, because I remember going through the levels. You had to get like a perfect, achievement when we were achievement hunters back in the day. Like getting achievements on this game was a pain in the ass.
Oh, and I would abuse the B button or the select button, whichever one restarted you back at the beginning of the level.
Oh yeah, yep.
Mm-hmm.
You just, oh, I didn't like the way that felt. Select. Nope, select. It was fun. I like
Exactly.
it. And I think it's what like kept Summer of Arcade going. As well as the next banger. Look at that transition. Look at that transition. That next game that came out, I believe, a few weeks later, if not a week later.
The next week.
The next week? What?
The next week.
August 19th, Shadow Complex, brought to you by, I believe Epic published it, and it was developed by Chair Games. This was, I want to say this was the first Metroidvania in a while back in 2009. Like, sure, like Metroid Prime was still doing its thing, and Castlevania was here and there, but there weren't a lot of 2D Metroidvanias at the time.
No, it was all the Game Boy Advance ones. That was,
Some
prior, and then
arcades-
DS even.
For those who
One of
don't
the
know what
arcades was at Castlevania.
what was that, Jake?
One of the summer arcades was at Castlevania.
Yeah, but it's later
HD.
on.
Was that the next year or was that this
I
year?
think it's next year.
Okay. So so for those who don't know what a Metroidvania is, it's a game where you have this big open world. Well, not big open world, but like a big map, and parts of it won't let you in because you don't have the right equipment. You don't have enough badges to get in there, and you get collecting stuff, and that's what gets you in eventually. So think like Metroid. Oh, there's a pink door. I can't get in there until I have missiles. Oh, I have missiles now. I can go into every pink door I've seen for the past 10 hours.
Yep.
And this was, so I think Cliff Bleszinski was still at Epic. So this was like, it had like the personalities behind it to support it. It had some great melee in it. It was a forgettable action story. You're a little spy guy. Your girlfriend gets kidnapped. You eventually become a super spy like this. I believe they did the thing at the beginning where you play as one of the super spies. He gets killed, and then you're just like some Joe Schmo.
Spoiler alert, it's this scene right now you're watching.
This guy gets killed, I bet. He doesn't see it.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is like I think this is like right before, either right before where the game takes place for you, or it's like right after, like just like it's relevant to the story.
And I mean, the game looks great. It has some of that 3D worked into it, where like something in the background's attacking you, and you can like point back towards it and shoot. Like I said, this was, I believe, Chair developed it. They were the same team that did the what is that? The Infinity Sword on the iPhone.
Infinity Blade.
Infinity Blade. There it is. People liked those.
You ever played that?
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't get to play him. Oh, this guy's about to die.
It was kind of interesting.
What was Infinity Blade?
Yeah, because it had like, it was what's that one Ubisoft game with the knights, Vikings, and samurais?
For Honor.
It was kind of like For Honor, where you had to like pick, make the right attack.
Oh
Something
yeah,
like
like be in the right position to be able to block and then swipe.
Exactly.
Oof. Excuse me, the kombucha went down the wrong pipe, gentlemen. This was a great game. I think it's been, as the kids in the trading cards and the other games say, I think it's been power crept. Because do you guys know what I mean by power crept?
No, I have no idea what you mean.
Like power
that.
creep. Power creep means that it used to be good until something essentially that does the same thing came out and did it better. This game got power creeped.
So basically every other Metroidvania.
Yeah, so it got power creep because like Ori and the Blind Forest came out. There was another Ori down the line. Dead Cells. I mean, you can't throw a Steam Deck without hitting a Metroidvania these days.
I mean, so I agree. This did get power creep, but I think this is what helped revitalize Metroidvanias because let's face it. Besides, I mean, it's in the name, Metroid, and then Castlevania. Like they were the Metroidvanias, of course.
The only genre that name is derived from two of the entries within the genre.
Yes. But it's like they were the only ones really on the market. Like anything else that was there was like either has only a cult following or does just sucked completely.
I like
And
that.
this, I think, helped revitalize it.
I like that this game and every other game in 2009, 2008 has like a Nolan North lookalike.
Right.
It's just Nolan North.
That
You
was
know,
the thing.
people like Nathan Drake. We'll make him, give him that shitty fucking haircut from the, business in the front, party in the back, right, guys? So he wasn't a super soldier in the beginning. He's not a spy. Spoiler alert, your girlfriend's a spy, and
That's the reason why you're there.
you're the reason. Yeah, that's the reason you're there. And I guess she thought you were just gonna fucking slum it backpacking while she saved the world.
Well, no, like you're going here as like a date or something, and
Yeah,
then she's like, she disappears because she ends up getting caught, and you're like, oh well, I'm just gonna follow her, and oh, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but sure, yeah, I'll shoot these guys, no big deal.
But also, like, obviously she's a spy. Yeah, see, right there. If you're watching, she just got kidnapped. She knows what the fuck she's doing. She knows where she's at. So she took you on a date somewhere where she knew it was dangerous. How fucked up is that?
So, Nick, can you go back like 10, 15 seconds when it shows the scene where it's up close and she's being pushed? Yeah. I just now noticed this, and I think I might be crazy for it. But watch her hand. Like, look at her wrist.
She's not even tied
up.
Like
she's holding her wrist.
Oh no,
she's not even tied up.
They're like, no one will notice. No asshole on a podcast is gonna bring it up.
No. And the best part is that not even the best part. So going back to what Nick said originally of it being published by Epic Games, only the remastered was published by Epic Games. Microsoft Game Studios is the original publisher.
I could have sworn Epic. There was some because I remember because there was a lot of Gears of War talk. I think Gears 2 had come out the year before, or like a few months before this. And there was something, I don't know if they had I don't know if they're outsourced to like work on part of the game for Chair. But so Epic was involved somehow before the the HD edition.
Also was not aware of this, but apparently Epic Games indicated during an interview at E3 that the game runs parallel to the events in the Orson Scott Card novel Empire. I don't even know what that is. I'm kind of curious now.
Yeah, this is based off of yep. There's a series of books. I forgot about that.
I'm gonna have to look into it now. I didn't realize that.
It's a cool little game. I think it's on Steam now. If you could check it out. Shadow Complex, folks. Jake, anything else to add about Shadow Complex?
Oh, there we go. Same people that made Gears. If you guys didn't mention that, it's fun. Fun game.
I feel like he wasn't even listening to. I feel like he was like doing something else. He's like, "Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys mentioned it, but the same guys who made."
No, I've been sitting here the whole time. You guys,
Nick, that's like one of the first things.
Thank you, Mr. Noisegate.
Dude, I can't stand this. You guys changed my mic settings. I'm freaking out about it. I just want to fix it now.
Jake was just sitting there like, "Oh fuck, I'm on a podcast."
Gears of War. Next.
No, I've been listening the whole time. I'm just like, when do I get to have a chance?
We love you, Jake.
Come up and interrupt us.
All right, Jake. Here's your chance. Oh, I'll let Josh get this one. Jake can have the last one.
Oh yeah.
Josh, what came out next?
August 25th. The following week. I mean, August was just a back-to-back. August 25th. Arguably the best. Well, yeah, arguably the best superhero game ever. Batman Arkham Asylum.
The best Batman game. You know what? I have to disagree. I really liked the Batman games on the GameCube, Josh.
Time out. I didn't say the best Batman game. I said arguably the best superhero game.
Oh, I really like Superman on Nintendo 64. Josh, why?
God, you are garbage.
Josh, why is this? So give us a little history about superhero games before this game. And put some respect on Spider-Man 2 at the same time, goddammit.
Oh, okay. So let's start back to the worst example possible. Nick already named it. Superman 64. You would think you would build a Superman game, or a superhero game in general, but a Superman game, and have it be the best childhood experience you could ever have, even an adult experience. But instead, you make the worst flight simulator you possibly can.
I didn't feel like Superman at all.
No, it felt more like an inappropriate joke I'll leave for later. Anyway, so before, and then at that point, you also had the Spider-Man's 1 and 2 Enter Electro games for I believe it was PlayStation and Nintendo 64. Even maybe Sega Genesis. I might be wrong on that part though. Or not
No, you're right.
Genesis.
You're right.
Dreamcast. Anyway, so they were good. They were good. Don't go wrong. But at that point, we're getting a mixture of good and really terrible. This game right here set the bar for not only what a Batman game deserves to be, but what a superhero game should be.
Looks like a Metroidvania to me.
I mean, so essentially it is. If you think about it, it truly is a 3D open world Metroidvania.
Is that Bruce Wayne?
Jake,
that's
no.
Batman.
Jake,
That's
no.
Batman.
Shh, they don't know.
Spoiler alert.
You just spoiled for everyone listening to the podcast.
Good evening, Commissioner.
So for those who don't know, and for those who do, Rocksteady Studios is the developer. And then we had Eidos Interactive and I believe it was Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment. Both published this game.
Yeah, Warner Brothers like, hey, you want our Batman? We'll give you our Batman.
We'll give you our Batman. It's going to cost you.
I'll add it because I know this. They went and got it's Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, the original voices of Batman and the Joker, respectively. So like,
correct.
From the animated series, and people love the shit out of that cartoon. So they're like,
I love that cartoon.
They're like, yes. Which
and they hit every note with this game.
Quick sidebar: I'm still waiting on a Batman Beyond game. Fucking get with it, Rocksteady, or get fucking booking.
Static Shock, man. We need Static Shock.
That too. Oh my god,
that'd be a cool game.
Just do Young Titans at that point.
Infamous 4. That'd be my Infamous 4 right there. Give me Static Shock, and I'm set.
No more Ghost of Tsushima. You guys go back to Infamous, goddammit. So
give us what we deserve.
For those who don't know, Batman Arkham Asylum, you've just turned in the Joker, and you basically it's a trap. Batman, it's a trap, and you're basically stuck in Arkham Asylum, and you're fighting your way out, and it's got a lot of great Batman villains in it. Some cool Easter eggs for folks that are a fan of the hero in the comics. A really cool Killer Croc fight that still scares the shit out of me. I think that's the best fight in the game.
Oh, by hands down the best. I still think the final fight is a little bit of a letdown. But I only say that because the rest of it is so good.
Because it's just Bane Joker, isn't it? It's Bane Joker.
Yeah, it's Bane Joker. That's basically it.
You know what the best Joker fight in a Batman video game is? The animated video game from the Super Nintendo Genesis era.
Where you're fighting... Wait, are we talking about when you fight him in the warehouse, when you fight all the bosses, or in the roller coaster?
The warehouse and the roller. They're both good.
I prefer the roller coaster.
Because the roller coaster...
The best fight was against Scarecrow.
Scarecrow fight was fucking... That level was fucking tough. Was that the one on top of the blimp?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the Clayface one I thought was pretty hard too.
You know what? I hope the next Batman movie, the villain is Clayface. I know they're going for more realism, but how cool would it be if this is like a real, like you're like, oh, this is all real shit,
well, and
then you find out that it's Clayface.
I mean, I can't remember his actual name, but Clayface was an actor, and he could do anybody's like he could change himself and be whoever he wanted to be. So it's like, it's a very plausible thing.
I like how you say realism, as if there's gonna be a guy, a billionaire who's gonna come crime fight.
You know what? It's like more grounded though. They don't have like any of the supernatural stuff.
Like all the billionaires in real life, you don't think any of them are gonna crime fight.
They said, "Fuck that! They're building rockets."
Hey, I want to buy Twitter and then not buy Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm
Until
just
you
saying.
get all the bucks.
I'm just
get
saying.
All the bots out of here.
The Batman made me a fan of Nirvana again. Just that was crazy. So now just do Clayface. That's all you got to do next, and those will be the best two movies ever.
If they do Joker, they'll all be disappointed. I know that's like the go-to, but they're gonna. They're gonna do it.
Joker. I'm so tired of him. Get rid of him.
I'm fine if he's like, if you're making a trilogy, if he's at the very end of the last movie, fine. By all means, fine. But he is overused. Give me.
So tired of the Joker.
The Riddler. The Riddler was like the best thing they did, and my God, I don't care what anybody says. I think that is by far my favorite Batman movie right now.
The first scene where he pops up, scary as hell.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Scary as hell.
It's on HBO Max, Jake.
You can, and you know what?
I know.
Guys, I know I say we're tired of the Joker, but we're also tired of Catwoman.
Yes.
She steals stuff and she's misunderstood. We fucking get it.
No, don't even do Poison Ivy.
Dude, You can find. I could do Poison Ivy better than Uma Thurman.
Anybody can
I mean,
do fucking Uma Thurman.
I mean,
man.
if they do Poison Ivy, it's just a sex symbol. That's all it's gonna be.
I think you go full elemental in this next one. Don't do Poison Ivy and Mr. Freeze. It's been done. But do Poison Ivy and Clayface.
Well, how about this? How do you feel about them bringing Robin in?
Take him or leave him. Like my thing about Robin has always been that who's the Robin that loses his parents? Is it every Robin?
I mean, just about every Robin at this point.
Robin is just an extension of the Batman character. Like they always feel a need to make the characters around Batman that are helping him tragic characters. Like from the point of losing a parent. Like at this point, they might as well fucking add Spider-Man as his sidekick because he's lost. Well, yeah, he's lost his parents.
How about a Red Hood movie? Would you be down for that?
Was that the? No, I'm thinking of Phantasm from back.
Yeah. And I'm not talking like the Red Hood movie like we got where it follows. I'm talking like strictly like Red Hood doing his thing, no Batman involved.
What I want.
It sounds like a Deadpool movie.
What I would like from Warner Brothers Studios, soon to be owned by Disney. What I want from them is bring back Keaton as Batman, which I hear he's playing Batman somewhere, I don't know where. Have him be old Batman, do a Batman Beyond movie. Get Terry McGinnis. I have a few actors that I can think of that I would like to play Terry McGinnis.
Zero.
I have it written down somewhere. I don't have it off the top of my head.
Of course you don't.
But I have a few where I'm like, they would make a good Terry McGinnis.
Terry McGinnis, is he, like, I know in the show, is he, like, more Asian?
No. Well, it's just the way they designed him. He's not Asian.
Like, the animation's kind of just like,
Yeah, exactly. So he's, okay, so technically he is Batman. He is technically Bruce Wayne's kid. Like half his.
See, I didn't like them doing that eventually.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I liked the theory, like the thought process of it, as far as like they realized they needed Batman in the world, and Batman was getting older, so it's like a plan to bring back a Batman, but it wasn't the full thing. It was, yeah, we were able to genetically alter the DNA of so and so and make him Bruce, basically. But they weren't able to psychologically do it because they couldn't do it.
Folks, if you're still with us, this is Smashing Game Time. We are now a Batman podcast.
Yes, we are.
Hey, Arkham Asylum led to 3 more games. I still think Arkham Origin is slept on. If you can find this at a local store in a dollar bin or on Steam, buy it. Anything else about Arkham City, Josh? Or Arkham Asylum?
Yeah, it did things better than Assassin's Creed did as far as combat goes, in my opinion.
You really want to blow that smoke on Assassin's Creed?
Yes.
Ubisoft have people in this podcast, Josh. Be careful.
So their pictures are not as good, or are better than what they look like in real life. I'm not threatened by that. They can show me a picture of The Rock. Who's going to kill me? They'll knock on the door, and it's like Dave.
Josh, don't sleep on Ubisoft.
Why do you compare Dave to The Rock? It's a little upgrade.
Because The Rock is like the equivalent of, it's super good, everybody's super excited, it looks great, and then when the game finally comes out, it's crap, and it's like, what the hell? This is not what we got at E3.
Josh, how are you going to say that? Dave is one of our beloved listeners, and now I have to edit that out. God damn it!
Seriously?
No, I don't.
I was like, oh damn.
Jake, speaking of games where it rains a lot in them, what game came out?
September 22nd, Halo ODST. It's based on Halo 3 ODST because it's the same overlay, same layout as Halo 3, but you're playing as the ODST guys. I don't remember how long ago it takes place. Does that take place during Halo 3?
So it takes place after the jump from Halo 2. So when they're in the city and they take the jump from Africa. I forget which city it is exactly.
Is it New Mombasa or something like that?
Yeah, city of Mombasa. Or referred to as New Mombasa. Anyway, so you're jumping down, and then as the ship is doing the slip space jump, is when this is going on. So you basically are dropping, the jump happens, and then you're unconscious for I think like 12 hours or something, and you're basically like trying to find out what happened to your squad. You are basically like you're playing as the Rookie. I think is what his name is. His official name is the Rookie, and you're basically
No.
trying to figure.
Yeah.
No, is it? I said that this is Rookie, and then
Yeah, it's
I
Rookie.
can't
You
remember.
actually play like 4 people.
Okay, so you originally play as the Rookie who's trying to figure out what happened to your squad because you're dropping down with them, and as you find out like their like evidence of finding out what happened, you end up like going back in time to like when this scene happens here, and you kind of follow like what events happened while you were unconscious.
And you know how
think
good
I
this
did.
game was? That they were like, hey, ODST was so good. Let's use the same system, like basically the same gameplay mechanics and everything, and let's put that in Halo Infinite's campaign. And that's what they did, but bigger.
I know. This game was actually really hard. I think it was one of the harder Halos because you're running around without armor. Like
Yeah,
you're running around
you just had
without
your
those.
health.
Yeah, exactly, and it made it hard. Like
And you
harder.
had to get some health pickups. Like if you were hurt, it wouldn't recharge like you were a Spartan. It's like, oh god, I'm dying. If I run into another brute, I'm screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they did have what's his name? Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, so
Yep.
he was still an ODST. He eventually becomes what is it, a Mark IV Halo or a Mark IV Spartan?
Yeah, Mark IV Spartan.
Yeah, he becomes a Spartan. Yeah.
I mean, this looks great. I know it's probably an up-res, but this still looks great.
I tried to pull original videos, and I think this is the original, but I think it's I don't remember exactly.
The pistol in this was great.
The pistol in this is great. If I remember correctly, and Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, they brought back the SMG for this one.
Yes,
They put
they
a
did.
silencer on it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yep,
It's
there
like
it is.
the only Halo that has an SMG with a silencer on it.
I don't mind it though.
I loved it.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
All the weapons in this game are fantastic. Like this is the game. Like they took Halo 3 and they kind of like tweaked it just enough to where it was perfect.
This feels like a really good and it's a long game. It's not like a short little expansion, but I always look at this. I still see it as an expansion.
Yeah, I do
I
too.
can't help it.
And this is when they introduced the firefight mode.
This was wow. This was wow. So this changed.
Yeah, 'cause
This changed a lot.
they didn't have any versus multiplayer. It was strictly firefight.
Well, and I wonder how much of that was that Microsoft was like, "Hey, Epic just put this Horde mode in Gears 2. Can you guys string this together?" And I'm sure because they probably already had Forge in place. Well, they already had Forge in place for 3, so they're like, "Yeah, we've got Forge. We can easily throw this together."
I mean, this is if you've never played it or you're interested, highly recommend it.
Best
A
Halo
lot
game.
of fun. It is, yeah, it's definitely the best Halo game. Honestly, the two best missions in this game, the Armor mission where you're taking all the tanks throughout the city, and the last mission where you're driving down the highway.
It makes you feel so cool. Like that initial drop, you're running around the city. There's slow jazz music playing as the rain hits your visor. Like there are 2 games I think of with rain hitting a visor, and it's this and it's Metroid Prime 1.
Yep.
And so those games are forever locked together in my brain. You still had the multiplayer of Halo 3. This was the orange box of Halo.
Yeah, so basically they gave you this game with all of its stuff, and then I believe it gave you the multiplayer with all the DLC, correct?
Yeah, every piece of DLC map that came out, they're like, yeah, that's yours. That's yours now,
Yeah.
bud. God, this is such a good game.
It is.
We might have to. I have Game Pass. We might have to revisit
It's-
it when we're off our
that's-
Halo Wars kick.
I mean, that's why I said go down the list, because technically we would play Halo 2. Technically, we would play like the first 2 missions of Halo 2, I think, and we could go straight to this if we wanted to.
This is true, and this
Can't
also
you play
had,
this on? You can play this on Master Chief Collection, right?
Yeah.
It's on Master Chief Collection
and it's
now, yeah.
all on Game,
Yeah.
and Game Pass has all of that.
I bought it on Steam before I had Game Pass.
Yeah,
but-
I have it on Steam too.
And this also has one of the best live action commercials ever made for a game. I don't like to oh, hail the commercial. I don't like to do that, but this is one of the ones. So good. Anything else about ODST, gentlemen?
Great game.
That's a great game.
It's a great game.
All right.
5 Master Chiefs out of 5 Master Chief Bear Bottoms out of 5 Master Chief Bear Bottoms for Halo 3 ODST. Thank you for your service, ODST troopers. All right.
Oh, speaking of Halo, one sec. I heard that Master Chief lost his virginity.
What? No.
The Halo.
Oh yeah,
yes.
I heard that too.
I heard he
Jake.
lost his virginity, and I died.
No.
I also see the meme where it's like, man, only if I had some protective shield around my face.
I
and
saw
head.
that one, yeah.
I was like, oh Jesus, what
Wait
are
a
they
minute.
doing to the show?
It wasn't the girl he was protecting, was it? She was
Wait,
a
wait, wait.
teenager.
I don't know. I've never watched any of it, so I don't know. I just like the memes. The memes kill me.
I've got Paramount Plus for the month. I might have to watch it and see.
I hear all the things they're doing to it, and I'm like, I'm not saying you don't have the creative writers, you don't have the right to just tweak some things, but there's a lore for a reason. Literally, just how hard is it to hire one person who's played through all the games and appreciates it for what it is and goes, Master Chief wouldn't do that. The guy said it. We can't do it. Hell, even girl.
What I think it is it's the hype of video game movies like Sonic and Detective Pikachu. Everyone trying to get their cut of the pie. So I feel like this Halo thing was kind of just like rushed.
I want to see Sonic's ass, his bare ass. Show it to me.
Speaking of Sonic, Nick, since you brought it up last night, I kind of watched a scene of Ugly Sonic and
oh yeah, I saw that.
The Rescue Rangers. I about fucking died. It's so funny.
People are gonna meme the shit out of Rescue Rangers. It's so good. Like if Space Jam 2 is a cigarette, fucking Rescue Rangers is a fucking foot stomping out that cigarette.
I mean, it was literally just the two scenes where they're like staring at his teeth and he's talking. I about died because it's like, oh my god, it's so true.
So basically, what was I gonna say? Oh, Halo. So basically, all of us wanted to see Geralt of Rivia naked in that TV show, but instead we got Master Chief's butt. That's all I have to say about that.
We don't even know what Master Chief looks like.
Now we do.
Now we do.
Before we get into any more about Master Cheeks, shall we do the news, gentlemen?
Yes. That was
All right.
clever. I saw what you did there.
Read all about it. Latest football scores. Morning paper. Morning Star. Paper, mister?
It's time for old news. Master Cheeks. All right, August 19th through 23rd, Gamescom. That's a conference held in Cologne. Cologne's in Germany, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It even says on the
Cologne
next
is
word
something-
Germany.
Oh, it's right there. Duh. Sony unveiled the new version of the PlayStation 3 consoles, 120 gig PS3 Slim, which rebranded the PS3 with a new logo and new exterior design. You know what else it did? Guaranteed you weren't getting backwards compat, you fucks. You were
Yep,
either
they
Gen
fucked
1
you, dude.
PS3 or you weren't getting it. You want to
Yep.
play PS2 games? You gotta pull out that fucking PS2 that's fucking sitting on grandma.
Jesus.
It's weighing her
That's
down
dark.
so she doesn't wander off.
Jeez.
All right, grandma, hold this. Don't go anywhere.
Oh my god.
August 21st through 22nd, BlizzCon 2009 was held at Anaheim Convention Center in Anaheim, California. I would have never guessed. Tickets were sold out online within minutes. I know that's never happening again. I'm sorry, Blizzard. It's not. Sorry.
They fucked up.
Too much good faith lost, my dudes. Let's see here. But this lineup was a banger. Let's listen to this lineup. The third expansion of World of Warcraft, Cataclysm, was announced. Diablo 3, StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty were available to play. Ozzy Osbourne performed for the closing concert. That sounds like a good time.
Oh yeah, it sounded like a great time.
I'm thinking that they're probably still going to sell out just because Overwatch 2 is kind of hyped and
Not
Is it
after,
hype, though?
not after,
Diablo
not
and-
after that trial they sent out for everybody to play. It looked like crap. I doubt it's gonna be.
and then the new Diablo and
Yeah, so they have Diablo 4. What else do they have? They have Diablo 4. They have
mobile.
Overwatch
mobile
2.
one.
Is the Diablo mobile good? Because I feel like that's where things start. I feel like that's where this wagon started.
That's where, like,
But
people are like-
they did announce it's gonna go on PC as well. They just haven't like done it yet.
Okay.
It's gonna be like in beta or something.
And then the Diablo 2 remake wasn't as well received as I thought it would be. They fucked up.
They want to do Diablo.
They fucked up the Warcraft 3 reboot or remake. Or was it Warcraft 3 Reforged?
They
Lord
got
help them
all
if they
the-
try to do anything with StarCraft 2 at this point.
And they've got all the lawsuits on top of that between them and Activision. So
And fucking, and like all the RTS people are gone at like all these different studios making like the next big thing. So
yeah.
they're the Overwatch studio now. Blizzard has burned so many people in like on the inside and on the outside. It's fucked up. It's just like Josh sticking his dick in that fan behind him.
Yep.
Moving on, I can shit on Blizzard all day, but we don't have all day, gentlemen. August 27th, Batman Arkham Asylum attains a Guinness World Record for most critically acclaimed superhero game. It really is nuts, the shit. It's really weird, the shit they put in that book. They're like, oh, hey, you're a half-eaten donut. You want to go in the world record for least amount of bites of a donut? Let's do it.
Don't.
Still, though, I mean, by far, it's
They didn't have much competition at the time, Josh.
that is true. Well, the most recent ones would have been Spider-Man's 1 and 2, and I guess technically if you include like the Spider-Man's 1 through 3, whatever. But
So do we think, real quick, not to get too crazy with it, but do we think that any superhero game since Arkham Asylum has surpassed it?
Spider-Man,
Yeah,
You think Spider-Man? Okay.
Spider-Man, if it doesn't surpass it, it's on the same level.
So I've played a little bit of that Guardians game now. I'd say Guardians pretty close writing wise.
So I've got it, and it's on my list to play.
Motherfucker, I was there the day you bought it, and you still haven't played it.
Nope. I also bought
No, Josh
Avengers
buys
in that game.
games and lets them sit there.
Just like his Twitch page.
I
I digress. Josh did stream this weekend. I digress.
I did stream this weekend, so
I'm a little bitch. September 1st to the 3rd, launch of the new 120 gigabyte Sony PS3 Slim with a cheaper price because you weren't getting backwards compatibility.
Yep.
Which was positively received by critics and gamers alike, garnering positive reviews and high sales nationwide. People should have shat on that slim PS3.
I mean, the only reason they praised it though is because of the price. I mean, that's really the only reason.
Well, it's because they had the original PS3 was like you had to fucking take a loan out and sell your baby.
Well, yeah. And then you looked at Xbox or Microsoft, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna make ours reasonably priced, and it's backwards compatible."
Well, and then ponies back then. I love calling them ponies, by the way. Ponies back then would just be like, "Oh, red ring of death, red ring of death." But I feel like PS3s had that yellow light of death.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was
they had
like
the Yellow Light of Death as well.
that was also a big thing. Not as big as Red Ring, but
It was big enough though that it became its own meme. So
ponies. September 9th, Apple launched the iPod Touch 3G, which was basically just their iPod version of their phone. They basically was like, hey, this looks great on our phones. Let's make our iPods have the touch stuff.
Yep.
Touch your iPods, kids. Touch them real good. All right, moving on. Jake, that deadpan stare at me.
Touching the
I said touch your iPods, kid. Touch them real good.
weirdo.
All right, I said it twice now, so they canceled each other out.
Yeah.
So that was
that's how it works.
that is that the rules of podcasting. I just read the book. You guys obviously didn't.
So moving forward, I believe Jake has a meme for us.
Jake, you have a meme for 2009. What do you have? I'll put it up on the screen. Let me click it.
Yeah, just put it up there, man.
Yeah, man, put it up there. All right, coming to you in 3, 2, 1. All right, explain this
Girls
meme.
in the rain. Oh no, my hair's getting wet. Makeup is totally ruined. Boys in the rain.
And it's
Ain't that the truth?
it's the cover from Halo 3 ODST. Great meme, Jake. I appreciate this
Great
meme.
meme.
Great meme. I give this meme 4 Master Chief butt cheeks out of 4.5 Master Chief butt cheeks.
Yes. So many butt cheeks.
So many butt cheeks.
Only need 2.
Speaking of Jake, I believe there's also a quiz for Jake that I was supposed to make, but Josh ended up making. Because I
Yes.
forgot.
Because Nick's an asshole and forgot.
I just forgot, in my brain. I was
But
thinking
then-
about
now
that.
we're even because he has to edit out my stupidity.
Yes, I have to edit it. This is the most. This will be the most. The Guinness Book of World Records will hit me up and be like, "Hey, we were watching you and you didn't know it, but this was the most edited episode of the podcast. Can we put you in our book?" And I'll be like,
You
"Yeah,
would
fuck
say,
it.
as a you'd say, yes in a heartbeat.
Yes, okay."
All right, everyone. So
Go ahead, Josh.
3 questions. If Jake gets at least 2 of them correct, he gets to pick the game that he has to then speed cap.
in
If
next
he
week's
loses
episode.
in next week's episode, and if he doesn't get it, Nick will pick the game for Jake.
Oh, and it'll be a doozy.
So, Jacob.
Imagine trying to speed cap trials.
Oh my god, I'd pay to see that.
All that Hot Trials lore.
I would just make motorcycle noises.
and he would at least get 50 points.
Yes, Josh would have the note. Oh fuck, he got it. Oh fuck, he got that one too.
How is he getting this? It's like he has the quiz in front of him.
All right, Josh. Question 1.
Question 1. What is the name of the character you play as in Halo 3 ODST?
You guys gave me this one. It's the rookie.
Okay, very
Ding,
good.
ding, 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 ding.
Hey,
It gets
hey,
harder,
hey.
you bitch.
It gets much harder. Number
Let's hear
2. What is the name of the chemical the Joker makes?
Titan.
God damn it, he got it right.
Josh, this was not a hard quiz. What is number 3? What is number 3? Jake,
I
what
should've
is
done
your
number 3
birthday?
What is your social security number? No.
I know yours.
Yeah, I know yours too.
They're one apart. If you fucking know one, you know the other. There's a 50-50 chance you know the other.
I know yours too, Nick.
Fuck off.
Name one Arma 2 mod.
Daisy.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, I meant DLC, not mod. I'm mispronouncing.
Isn't DLC a mod?
No, they had actual DLC. Like
Did they?
expansions. Yeah.
Operation Arrowhead?
God damn it, that's right.
Jesus.
I didn't think he'd get this one. I didn't think he'd get this one.
Josh, what are you
And
doing?
either way, that's 2, or that'd be 3. If I didn't get it,
Well,
it's
right,
2,
you had it.
or-
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah, so it didn't matter.
Nick, next time, actually do your job. Don't make me do it
You
last
know what?
second.
You are right. This was a last minute thing.
Yeah,
so
this
those
was
were
your
pretty
fault,
good
Nick.
questions. I'm sorry.
fault.
You were
And
right.
you rushed me.
You were right. I'm so sorry. Please forgive
You're
me.
like,
please forgive
oh.
me.
You were like, oh, when Josh finishes the quiz, we'll get started. Yeah, well, guess what? You said 3 questions. I had to think real quick.
Jake, what game are you speed capping next week?
Doing Halo, man.
Doing Halo 3 ODST.
Yes.
And you're doing
Nick-
you're doing it in 5 minutes.
Nick, out of
Okay,
curiosity,
easy.
which one were you going to make him do if he lost?
I was going to have him do Shadow Complex if he lost.
And I've never beaten that game. I couldn't tell you anything.
So everybody, this has been Smashing Game Time. That was Q3 of 2009. Join us next week when we do Q4 2009, and Jake does a speed cap for Halo 3 ODST, the best Halo. As always, thank you to Alex Marvin Clark for our intro outro song, Hunt Him Down. We have a link to him in our show notes that you can find all of his good stuff on his SoundCloud. Check him out. You can find me on Twitter at That Kaufman. You can find me on Twitch at Nick Fat Knight. Been taking a break from there to focus on some YouTube stuff. Maybe on there this week. We'll see how it goes. We got some writing stuff to finish up. Jake, where can the people find you?
Jakey Boy Coppin on Twitch, on YouTube, and on Twitter, where I just like to piss people off.
That's what he does. And Josh, where can
I
the
do.
people find you?
You can find me on Twitch at I'm Josh Saying and Twitter at I am Josh Saying.
We know who you are.
I am Josh saying. Oh, God,
They didn't have
that was
I'm,
your
so I'm
brilliant.
so mad.
That was your brilliant rebranding.
No, that wasn't really rebranding. It was just fixing things up and making it a little better because it was just a little.
More.
Hey, you know what? I'm trying to do better and be positive, and you're bringing me down right now.
Hey, you did. Hey,
I'm-
great job on that quiz today. Great job.
Thank you. Great job at the editing here.
Thank you. I'm just gonna leave it all in. No, I won't. No, I won't. Everyone, thank you so much for listening. As always, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Honestly, wherever you get your podcasts, we'd love to read it on the show. Hey, everybody, we hope you had a smashing game time, and we'll see you next week for Q4 2009. Bye, folks.
Bye.